The 11 most perfectly preserved ancient mummies recently discovered have shocked scientists. For thousands of years, ancient mummies have served as vivid witnesses to the past, opening doors to explore long-forgotten civilizations. From perfectly preserved Egyptian mummies found in the pyramids to shocking discoveries in ancient tombs across China, Peru, and Russia, archaeologists remain captivated by the mysteries surrounding these bodies that have survived through millennia. Each mummy is not only a historical artifact, but also a story of the lives, beliefs, and customs of ancient civilizations. Recent discoveries, such as the tomb of Lady Tan Chui in China, the 100-year-old aristocratic mummy in perfect condition, and the Ice Maiden Juanita, preserved in ice in Peru, highlight the incredible advancements in embalming techniques of ancient cultures. So, what have archaeologists uncovered in recent years? Let's explore these fascinating discoveries in today's video. 100-year-old aristocratic mummy, still wearing perfect clothing. On September 2, 2017, workers at a construction site in Zhizhou Village, Anhua County, Hunan Province, China, unexpectedly unearthed an ancient coffin containing the body of a man, preserved in astounding condition after centuries. The man's remains are believed to date back to the Ming Dynasty, 1368 to 1644, or the Qing Dynasty, 1644 to 1912, both of which were powerful periods in Chinese history. What stunned experts was the immaculate preservation of the body, despite being in the coffin for centuries. The man was found wearing high-quality clothing, a possible sign of wealth or nobility. Alongside him was a treasured fan, a fascinating detail showing that personal items were significant in ancient burial rituals. The coffin was made of limestone and fine wood, materials that helped protect the body from the ravages of time. Chinese heritage experts suggest that this could be a valuable mummy, possibly belonging to someone of high social standing. This discovery was made at a mountain site, believed to be linked to the Wang family, a clan that might have had significant influence in the region. When the discovery was reported, construction work was immediately halted, as officials noted that this was the first time such a well-preserved body from the Ming or Qing dynasties had been found in the area. The mummy was then moved for research, and China's Cultural Heritage Bureau considered suspending the construction work long-term to ensure proper preservation and study of this discovery. This is not just an important archaeological find, it is a key to unlocking untold stories of China's glorious past, making the suspension of the construction site a reasonable action. Noblewoman's mummy in a stone coffin. In 2019, a mysterious archaeological discovery captured the attention of experts and history enthusiasts alike when a female mummy in perfect silk garments was found in a stone coffin submerged in water in Siberia, Russia. What's particularly fascinating is the remarkable preservation of her body, despite being submerged in the cold waters of a river for many years. Archaeologists believe that the body was not embalmed in the typical fashion, but was naturally preserved due to specific factors like the clothing and the stone coffin, which protected the remains from decomposition. The woman was wearing a silk dress, a precious fabric in that era, suggesting she might have been of high rank, possibly even a member of the nobility. Alongside her body, experts found a bag of pine nuts placed on her chest. According to ancient beliefs, pine nuts were thought to help the deceased transition to the afterlife, adding a spiritual layer to the discovery. Furthermore, a small cosmetic box was found in the coffin, containing birch bark and a mirror, offering a glimpse into the daily life of the deceased and their appreciation for beauty. Notably, ancient coins and artifacts dating back to the Han Dynasty, around 2nd century BC, were also discovered, leading experts to believe that the woman might have been a nomadic tribe member from Central Asia. However, despite the rich artifacts and data, the true identity and life of this woman remain a mystery. Researchers are continuing their studies in hopes of unraveling her identity and life story in the future. 400-year-old French noblewoman's mummy. In an archaeological dig at Château de Laval in northwestern France in 1988, archaeologists discovered the body of noblewoman Anne de Legre, who died in 1619. Her body was embalmed in a lead coffin, with her skeleton and teeth still in remarkably good condition. At the time, the research team noticed that the mummy had a false tooth and gold threads, but they lacked advanced scanning tools to investigate further. Now, after 35 years, archaeologists and dentists, led by Rosen Kaliter from the French National Institute for Preventive Archaeological Research, have identified that Delegrae had periodontal disease, which caused her teeth to become loose. Cone beam CT technology, which uses X-rays to create 3D images, revealed that gold wires had been used to hold and tighten some of the noblewoman's teeth, while her false tooth was made of elephant ivory, not hippopotamus ivory, which was common at the time. However, Kaliter stated that this intricate dental work may have worsened the condition, as the gold threads needed tightening over many years, which made the surrounding teeth even more unstable. Delegrae may have endured not only physical pain, but also societal pressures, as noblewomen's appearances were closely linked to their value and social status. Ambroise Paré, a contemporary of Delegrae and a physician for several French kings, designed similar dental prosthetics and stated that if a patient lacked teeth, their words would not carry weight. A beautiful smile was especially significant to Delegrae, a controversial figure in society at the time due to her two widowhoods. Delegrae lived through a tumultuous period in French history. As a Huguenot, she fought against Catholics during the French Wars of Religion in the late 1500s. 1,000-year-old mummy in a sitting fetal position in Peru. Over 1,000 years ago, a 50-year-old woman peacefully passed away and was embalmed in Pachacamac, an important archaeological site near Lima, Peru. Her skeleton was found in a large cemetery, just meters away from a deserted temple. Notably, her body was buried in a fetal position, a posture strongly associated with ancient cultures and spiritual beliefs. To preserve the mummy, archaeologists maintain this position throughout the process of preparing it for exhibition at the Musée de Confluence in Lyon. Subsequent analysis revealed that the mummy belonged to a pre-Inca civilization and would contribute significantly to the collection of archaeological artifacts related to death and burial customs in various cultures around the world. Pachacamac, located 25 miles south of Lima on the Pacific coast, is an important archaeological site. In 2012, more than 80 skeletons and mummies, including those of infants, were discovered in a 1,000-year-old tomb. These remains may have been victims of sacrificial rituals, reflecting the profound spiritual beliefs of the community. In addition, 70 other skeletons and mummies were found at Pachacamac, all buried in a sitting fetal position. It is believed that from around 800 to 1450 AD, thousands of people lived in this ancient town, following the god Pachacamac, who was thought to have created the first man and woman. The residents built 17 pyramids and merged with the Inca people when they conquered much of South America. The site spans 600 hectares of arid land and is considered one of the most important ancient settlements in South America, rivaling Machu Picchu or the Nazca Lines. 7,000-year-old mummy in northern Chile. A stunning archaeological discovery has left the research community in awe when a group of students accidentally found a 7,000-year-old mummy during a trip to northern Chile. According to La Tercera, this event took place on May 24th when the group was visiting the Morro de Arica site. Notably, they discovered the mummy after a powerful 8.2 magnitude earthquake in April, which caused part of the body to rise to the surface. This could be a clear sign of natural movement in the area, providing a valuable opportunity for archaeologists. Subsequent analyses revealed that the mummy belonged to the Chinchorro culture, one of the oldest cultures in Chile, renowned for their embalming practices. Remains of the Chinchorro culture were first discovered in the 1920s in the Arica region, in northern Chile, along the Pacific coast. The Chinchorro people lived by hunting, fishing, and harvesting seaweed, and had a distinctive tradition of embalming. Unlike the Egyptians, who primarily embalmed the elite, the Chinchorro embalmed all members of the community, from adults and children to fetuses, as it was a practice that symbolized profound respect for the deceased. Previously, scientists had discovered several mummies from this culture, including 4 pre-Columbian mummies, which were determined to be the oldest in the world, dating back approximately 5,000 years ago. The recent discovery by the student group further highlights the significance of the Chinchorro culture in human history. Archaeologists in Chile are currently continuing to excavate the area, and experts believe that northern Chile should be recognized as a cultural heritage conservation area to protect these invaluable historical treasures from the ravages of time and nature. 500-year-old woman's mummy in South Korea. Specifically, the mummy was found by a team of scholars and researchers from the Seokyung Cultural Heritage Research Institute earlier last month in an industrial site under construction in Osan, located about 55 kilometers south of Seoul. The woman was found in a wooden coffin with an inscription suggesting her husband's position in the government. Based on her clothing and hairstyle, the researchers believe she was a noblewoman living around the 16th century during the Joseon dynasty, 1392 to 1910. Interestingly, while other mummies are typically buried with their most valuable belongings, this woman's most treasured possession seemed to be her handbag. In addition to the handbag, other personal items like a ceramic vase, a comb, and hairpins were also buried with her, providing insight into her life and habits. Preliminary studies of the wooden coffin and her attire suggest that she was indeed a noblewoman, which will help archaeologists better understand the lives of women in Joseon society. According to excavation leader Kim Woo-rim, this is a rare discovery because the mummy is perfectly preserved and dressed neatly. This not only helps researchers gain deeper insight into Joseon society, but also opens up opportunities for further studies of burial rituals and customs of that era. Pre-Inca baby mummy. Recently, archaeologists have stunned the research community with the discovery of a 1,000-year-old baby mummy at the Puruchuco archaeological site in Lima, Peru. This mummy is believed to be from a baby who lived before the Inca period, and it is sure to be an important find regarding this ancient civilization. Puruchuco, known as the largest Inca-era cemetery ever excavated, has become an invaluable heritage site. Over the past 60 years, archaeologists have only excavated 10% of the site, but have already uncovered nearly 2,000 mummies, along with a wealth of valuable artifacts such as ceramics, woven fabrics, and hundreds of coins made of copper, silver, and gold. The discovery of this baby mummy came during a topographical survey for a new road construction in the area. In the same excavation, archaeologists also found dozens of other mummies in a complex containing 26 tombs, including those of both adults and children. According to archaeologist Guillermo Koch, the number of mummies will continue to rise as more areas are excavated. What is remarkable is that, despite being thousands of years old, the mummies from the Inca period are still relatively well preserved. 2,100-year-old Chinese Marquise mummy. In 2016, an archaeological discovery shook the world when scientists announced the find of the 2,100-year-old mummy of the Marquise of Dai from China, preserved in an exceptional state. The Marquise of Dai, also known as Xin Jui, was the wife of a marquis during the Han Dynasty, 206 BCE to 220 CE, and is one of the best-preserved mummies ever discovered worldwide. Remarkably, her body remains intact, with soft skin, joints that can still bend, and her hair, eyelashes, and internal organs in perfect condition. Xin Jui passed away at the age of 50, and autopsy results revealed she suffered from several common ailments such as diabetes, high blood pressure, liver disease, gallstones, and arterial blockage, with the direct cause of death being a heart attack. In fact, scientists believe this may be the oldest known case of heart disease in the world. Xin Jui's tomb was discovered in 1971 when workers were digging a shelter in the Mawangdui Hills in Hunan Province, China. In the tomb, archaeologists unearthed over 120 silk garments, 182 valuable lacquerware items, and hundreds of other artifacts, such as cosmetics and hygiene tools. They also found 162 small wooden statues representing servants in the tomb. According to records, Xin Jui's body was wrapped in 20 layers of silk, soaked in a weak acid solution, and sealed in 4 coffins. The tomb was then covered with 5 tons of charcoal and sealed with clay to block out water and air, preventing bacteria from thriving inside. While these preservation methods helped the mummy survive for over 2 millennia, scientists have yet to fully decipher why Xin Jui's body has been preserved so well, making this discovery one of the greatest mysteries in archaeological research. The mummy of the noblewoman, holding her husband's heart for 350 years in the tomb. At the Jacobin Monastery in Rennes, a city in northwest France, French archaeologists uncovered the nearly intact body of a noblewoman who died in the 17th century, lying in a lead coffin along with her husband's heart. The body was later identified as that of Lady Louise de Kengo, the wife of the nobleman Toussaint Parien, who passed away in 1656 at the age of over 60. According to the archaeologists, despite being buried for 350 years, much of her hair, skin, internal organs, and brain were still preserved. Lady Louise de Quengo was about 4'9" tall, but her appearance remained nearly unchanged through the centuries, a rarity in archaeological findings. One of the special aspects of this discovery is that the heart of her husband, Toussaint PreIna, was placed beside her body in the coffin. Experts explain that, following 17th century traditions, people often gave the vital organs of the deceased to family members or religious organizations for preservation. This is why Lady Louise de Quengo was found holding her husband's heart in her coffin. Her body was wrapped in a cloak, with a cross placed on her, and her attire resembled that of a nun, leading archaeologists to speculate that she may have decided to join a convent after her husband's death. Additionally, scientists found 4 other coffins in the surrounding area, along with 800 graves dating back to the 17th century. However, the bodies in these coffins had decomposed, leaving only bones. 8. Perfectly preserved mummies in a cave in Lebanon. In July 1990, a group of cave research scientists discovered 8 mummies in the Asi al-Hadath cave in the Qadisha Valley, northern Lebanon. According to experts, the mummies belonged to 4 children and 3 adult women. In addition, they found a male skull and a fetus. These mummies were naturally preserved. Subsequent tests revealed that the mummies were remarkably well preserved without the use of any embalming substances. Among the mummies, the experts paid the most attention to the first body found in the cave. It was a baby who died at around 4 months old. Researchers named the mummy Yasmin. Yasmin wore 3 dresses, one light blue, one beige, and the last one dark beige, and was placed lying on her back, with her head resting on a smooth stone slab. The child wore earrings and a necklace. Near the mummy, there was a darker lock of hair, a laurel leaf, almonds, walnuts, garlic, and onions. Experts noted that Yasmin was buried next to her mother. This burial practice is similar to current burial customs in Lebanon, where the body of the child is placed on the left side of the mother. The artifacts found with the 8 mummies suggest that they died and were buried around the year 1283. The dry air and low humidity in the cave provided ideal conditions for preserving the 8 bodies. All the mummies were Maronite. The discovery of these naturally preserved bodies indicates that, at that time, the cave was a suitable living space for the Maronite people. Today, the 8 Maronite mummies are preserved and displayed at the National Museum in Beirut. Experts have taken various measures to preserve these nearly 800-year-old bodies intact. If you have the chance, you can visit and admire the beauty of these mummies. The Altai Princess Mummy. In 1993, an expedition led by Novosibirsk archaeologist Natalia Polosmak discovered an ancient tomb on a mound in the Ukok Plateau, located in southern Siberia, near the border with Mongolia. Upon excavating the tomb, they found the mummy of the Altai princess. According to experts, the Altai princess was a woman who died about 2,500 years ago. Despite the passage of time, her mummy was remarkably well preserved, providing significant insights into her life and the culture of the period. Scientific tests showed that the Altai princess passed away in her 20s after suffering from breast cancer for about 5 to 7 years. Additionally, it is likely that 3 to 5 months before her death, she fell from a horse and sustained a severe head injury. This injury left her bedridden in her final months, unable to move. The Altai princess was buried with 6 horses, fully equipped with saddles and harnesses. Furthermore, the archaeologists discovered the remains of 2 warriors, believed to be from the Pazyryk culture, a nomadic tribe described by the Greek historian Herodotus in the 5th century BCE. Local people believe that the Altai princess came from a powerful and wealthy family. In life, she may have been a princess or the daughter of a tribal leader. In September 2012, the Altai princess's mummy was moved to the Anokin National Museum of Gorno-Altaysk, after being preserved for many years at the Novosibirsk Institute of Archaeology and Ethnography Museum. Interestingly, while scientists are working to uncover the mysteries of the more than 2,000-year-old mummy, many people in Altai believe the Altai princess is their ancestor. Locals tell the story of how she sacrificed herself to protect the land from evil, malicious spirits. As a result, they believe that the excavation of her tomb angered her spirit, causing earthquakes to break the eternal sleep. On September 27, 2003, a 6.6 magnitude earthquake struck Altai, followed by another powerful earthquake on July 31st, 2012. These natural disasters are thought to be the result of the Altai princess's curse. People believe that the princess caused these devastating earthquakes to take revenge for the disturbance of her resting place. However, scientists have yet to prove whether the curse is real or simply a coincidence. What do you think? Should we be excavating such mummies? And are these mummies truly sacred, perhaps even carrying terrifying curses? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to give the channel a like and subscribe to never miss another fascinating discovery. For now, goodbye and see you next time.